I'm Cory, Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Jayco Motorhomes. And folks, I'm excited to show you today the brand new 2026 Jayco Redhawk. Now the floor plan is the 24B. I know that always comes up. So the Jayco Redhawk 24B 2026. Start with the chassis. This is the E450 chassis brought to you by Ford. All of our Redhawks are on the E450 chassis. Now a Redhawk SE, which is the next trim level down, we will be building on the E350 and also the E450, depending on what floor plan we're building. But when you get up to the Redhawk trim level, it is 100% the E450 chassis. Now here at Jayco, everything we build, we put a ride and handling package on it, simply because we want you to use this motorhome. Quite frankly, in my mind, it'd be a waste of money if you buy this thing and don't use it. So if you're not planning on using it, don't buy it. But we do put a ride and handling package on, so it's more enjoyable for you to use. Now, every Class C that we build, for the most part, you're getting a JRide package. So the JRide package is our base trim package. So on this chassis, you're getting 3 different components. First thing is you are getting rubber isolation mounts. When Ford ships us this chassis, we have a cab and we have 2 frame rails. On each frame rail, there are 8 rubber isolation mounts. In the cab area, there's 4 rubber isolation mounts, 1 on each corner. Now Ford installs these to reduce road noise and vibration, because this chassis is not only used in the RV application, but also ambulances. Ford does not want somebody to just have a traumatic experience on a highway, get in the back of an ambulance and everything's rattling and shaking around. So they install these rubber isolation mounts. Now the fun fact of the day is that Jayco, we are the only manufacturer reinstalling these rubber isolation mounts in the rear of the coach. Every other manufacturer during the upfitting process, which means welding on the risers and cross members that the house sits on, they take them off, they sell them aftermarket. At Jayco, we reinstall them on both sides of the rear axle. Why? To reduce road noise and vibration. Why? So that you drive it more. Second thing we're doing on this chassis is a computer balanced drive shaft. We are rebalancing the drive shaft as one unit versus section by section. We have found that as we rebalance it as one unit, we're eliminating a lot of white background noise inside of the coach. The final component in our base JRide system is Hellwig helper springs. Now Hellwig helper springs, they have 2 functions. First function is they evenly distribute weight across your chassis. So if you pack kind of heavy on the back end, rather than your steering axle getting lighter and your steering starting to get sloppy, it redistributes that weight to the front of the chassis as well. The second feature that it gives you, the second benefit that it gives you, is that it helps with left or right stability. So your rear leaf spring functions like a trampoline. You jump on a trampoline, it wants to pop you up. Let's say you get a gust of wind from the side of the coach, this leaf spring naturally absorbs the weight of the motorhome roll, if you will, and it naturally wants to pop you up to start a little bit of a rocking. With these Hellwig helper springs, it prevents that. So the JRide system, your computer balanced drive shaft, your rubber isolation mounts, and your Hellwig helper springs. Now if you like the Redhawk SE trim level, you're getting all of that except for the Hellwigs. If you like the Greyhawk trim level, you're getting all 3 of those plus 2 more components. So at every price point, we are doing different things to give you the best drive in that price point of the market. So continuing on, so we talked about the chassis, we talked about our JRide components. Let's start at the front of the coach and work our way back. The one-piece fiberglass front cap. Folks, that's a big deal. I've been in the industry only 9 years, but long enough to know that this one-piece fiberglass front cap is a huge deal because there's a bunk platform that comes over, our sidewall comes down. Every manufacturer has that same style of construction, I should say. Some manufacturers say they have a one-piece fiberglass front cap, but theirs only comes about 1/4 of the way back and then goes up. Aesthetically, it looks good, but here's the deal. They totally miss the concept and the reasoning behind a one-piece fiberglass front cap. This seam that we've covered up where the bunk platform meets the sidewall is the #1 leak spot on a Class C. We know it, the whole industry knows it. But at Jayco, we've taken it one step further to where we've covered that seam up completely with this one-piece fiberglass front cap. Now, we don't have a patent on the concept. This shape is ours, this design is ours. Anybody could do it, but they don't because it's the single most expensive piece we put on any Class C. Folks, why do we do the JRide? Why do we do that front cap? Because we value your investment. So anytime water gets into this coach, your investment has just went out the window. We've protected that seam by that one-piece fiberglass front cap. That is a big deal. So make sure as you're shopping, you look for our one-piece fiberglass front caps. You'll see that on our SEs all the way up to our Seneca Prestiges. It doesn't matter what Class C, you're always getting that. Other manufacturers, maybe at higher price points, you might get it, might is the key word, but with us, it's straight across the board, everything we build. You'll also notice in that front cap, there is a panoramic window. It's automotive bonded. So in the same way that this chassis windshield is installed, 1/4 inch recess, 3/4 inch lip, we have that same design on our front cap. We use Sikaflex around it. It cures, but it never fully gets hard. Same as this windshield. So as this windshield buffets with the chassis going down the road, that windshield doesn't crack or leak. In the same way, our front window in our cap, as that buffet's going down the road, it doesn't crack nor does it leak. So I wanted to point that out. You'll notice on our Redhawks, we do give you aluminum running boards. Moving back further, the 2+3 warranty. That 2+3 warranty, folks, is a big deal. There again, anybody in the industry could give you a 2-year limited. We don't own the idea, but we are the only ones that are doing that. We give you 2 complete camping seasons to give you a peace of mind that we stand behind our investment. How do we stand behind our investment? We walk with you along the way, really. Things like that one-piece fiberglass front cap, things like the 750-pound bunk rating, things like vacuum bonding our walls. It's a big deal. We do things right at Jayco, and so we confidently stand behind it with a 2-year limited warranty. It's only limited by customer neglect or using this as a rental, you renting it out to 50 million people, and then also full-time living. The 3-year structural covers exactly that, the structure of this coach. Now let's talk about the structure real quick. All of our walls, our roofs, and our floors are all vacuum bonded. We send them into a vacuum press, 144 tons of pressure per square inch for 16 to 18 minutes, depending on what we're laminating. And then as that comes out of the vacuum press, anytime we cut a hole for a window, we do a delamination test to where we have a machine that actually pulls the wall apart. And our goal is to see the component shredding versus a clean separation. If components shred, we know we've had a great lamination. And I can tell you that we are one of the only manufacturers in our county in northern Indiana that has our own lamination facility. It's temperature and humidity controlled so that year-round we're getting the exact same lamination process. So we're putting extra measures in to our construction process to guarantee that you have at least 2 years of enjoyment. And as I say that, it's like, well, what happens the third year? Third year, you're gonna enjoy it as well. We have a great construction process. Our engineers, in my opinion, are second to none. Catalytic converter theft deterrent. What's that about? We put a deterrent on all of our gas chassis so that as this is sitting either on a dealer's lot or at your house, that it's not a target for those folks who are wanting to make some quick bucks. We'd hate for you to use this Memorial Day weekend and then plan again to do it July 4th. July 3rd, you go out to start it up and it sounds like a stock car. We put that on because there again, we value your investment. It's part of the standard build. We give it to you in a sense, no charge if you will, but it's part of the standard build. It's not optioned, and there again, we do it because it's the right thing to do. All these things I've mentioned so far, because it's the right thing to do, we want you to utilize these. You'll see that on our Redhawks, we have JBL Premium Audio Experience. We do that so that as you're sitting out at the campfire, that if you are playing your Kenny G or maybe you're into Tone Loc or fill in the blank with whoever, I'm dating myself here, folks. You're able to hear your music and hear it at a volume you want. You'll notice that it's also at head height if you're sitting in lounge chairs or you're sitting at the fire. It's not overhead broadcasting to everybody in the campgrounds. A full-length power awning with integrated LED lights. And then new for 2026, we do have the rain gutters on our at the end of our awning. So that is going to be new for 2026, running water away so it's not running down the side of your coach and really causing some unsightly dirt on the side of that. Coming back, we do have a 30,000 BTU furnace. a 6-gallon gas electric hot water heater. What I love about this 6-gallon gas electric hot water heater is that I can run it off of propane, I can run it off of electricity. Propane, you're gonna obviously heat your water up quicker, or I can run it on both propane and electricity in its rapid recovery mode to where in an hour it'll replenish itself about 3 times. So if you're camping, you can have approximately 18 gallons of hot water in an hour, which folks, that is excessive. If you're camping, hopefully you don't use that much, but it's there if you need it. Coming back the coach, you'll notice that we bypass the first storage area is propane. We've got a small exterior storage area there, exterior storage, JBL speaker, and exterior storage as well. This is the 24B floor plan, so I always encourage folks, if you fall in love with a floor plan, check out the storage as well, because storage and floor plans, they're married together. Sometimes this is a great floor plan with poor storage or great storage with poor. Within Jayco, we try to give you the best of both worlds by marrying them together and maximizing where we can. So this has been a look at the side of the coach. Let's check out the back. Alrighty, so we are in the rear of the coach, and some of the things I want to talk about back here is not only the rear of the coach, but also what's on the roof. You'll notice with Jayco that we always have a third brake light on everything we build. That is because this chassis can tow 7,500 pounds, and if by chance your lower brake lights are obscured, there's always a third brake light, so whoever's behind you will have great stopping distance. Also, you'll notice that we have a rear backup camera, and then also on our Redhawks we have side cameras as well. Turn on your turn signal and it'll illuminate what's in that lane. You have a square tube bumper, great place for your stinky slinky to store it, and then also that 7,500 pound hitch. Now, I want to point out something special about Jayco, what we're doing with our hitches. Ford rates this chassis at a tow capacity of 7,500 pounds. However, if you're flat towing, every manufacturer can do that because Ford rates it at that. However, if you are using a cargo trailer, horse trailer, potentially a flatbed trailer with your car or toys on it, we're the only manufacturer that has a 10% ratio between the 7,500 pound tow capacity and your tongue weight rating. So the tongue weight rating on this chassis, our chassis, is 750 pounds. So your GVW of a horse trailer, you've got a couple horses in it, you've got the weight of the trailer is 7,000 pounds. The tongue weight rating on that trailer is 700 pounds. We're the only manufacturer that's able to safely tow that 10% ratio. As I mentioned, every other manufacturer can flat tow 7,500, but their tongue weight rating is limited at 500 pounds. How do we accomplish that at Jayco? Can I just add Hellwig helper springs to beef up the rear end and do it? No, you cannot. As we extend this chassis, we not only sleeve the frame rails, but we weld diamond gussets in. We do add the Hellwig helper springs also on this. Most other manufacturers, as they do a frame extension on the rear, which everybody does in the industry, they would do a flat plate piece of steel and they'll taper it back to this area to mount their hitch to it. We use Ford spec C channel coming back, and so we're adding more steel to be able to support that. And then finally, how we're bolting our hitches on, we horizontally bolt our hitches on versus vertically bolt. Vertically bolt, you're relying on the tensile strength of, you're relying on the thread strength of that screw. Horizontally bolting, you're relying on the tensile strength of that bolt. So we're doing things differently that allow that 10% ratio. Now finally, we're in the back of the coach. What's on the roof? Fair question. Our Redhawks have a PVC roof. Our Redhawk SE has a PVC roof. When you bump up to a Greyhawk, you get a full fiberglass roof. Now this is one solid sheet of PVC. The brand is Dicor, has a 20-year warranty on it, and it does a great job of reflecting the sun's UV rays, and it's a very tough material. On the roof on our Redhawk, standard is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, but we do option dual air conditioners on certain floor plans of 13,500 BTUs. Also on the roof, standard is no solar, but we will option 200 watts of solar on this unit, and it will have a dual controller and dual house batteries at that point. So the dual controller will control our house batteries and our chassis batteries. On the roof as well, you have your skylights. So folks, everything we've done from the factory is to protect your investment by keeping water out. The lowest cost preventative maintenance you can do is get up a few times a year, look at your roof and make sure that the seals that we have installed are still doing their job. If you see them starting to peel up, cracking at all, go ahead and clean that area off, put some more self-leveling adhesive over it, and you'll be good for another couple more years. So spin the back of the coach. Let's go inside this Redhawk and check it out. Alrighty, so we are inside the Jayco Redhawk 24B model year 2026. I want to point out some features for you, some things that have stayed the same and some things that have changed. One of the things that has stayed the same is the front end of the cab. Now, we are still using the 10.1-inch Sony infotainment system. What I love about this is the wireless connection. I can wirelessly connect my maps to it. Also, it has an anti-glare on it, so those sunny days will still be very easy to see what's on that screen. And then there you go, the cue. Tilt and swivel is adjustable easily anytime. So I can tilt it towards the driver, I can tilt it towards the passenger, and I love that about that. We are building custom seats for this, and so these are not your typical Ford seats that are a little bit on the more uncomfortable side, but these are custom seats. Overhead, our bunk rating is 750 pounds. We do include a child safety net. That's what those hanging seat belts are, to where if somebody, we call it a child, but at the same time adult, if I'm sleeping up here, I won't roll off because this will catch me. You'll notice over here on our camp side, we do have a 32-inch smart TV with the JBL Aura soundbar down below, still carrying that premium audio experience into the coach as well. Behind me, you will notice that we have a 120-volt outlet, dual USB, cup holders both sides, and then on our off-camp side, we have nice storage compartments. One's got a mesh net, and then down below, just a larger cavity. So a lot to love about this motorhome that has been consistent over the years, but some new things for this year. What's new for this year is we have changed our wallboard color. You will notice that it is a little bit whiter with some gray cross hatching in it. We've changed our cabinet door and drawer profile to where inside of this you will notice that we have ample 3 overhead storage area. We've changed our fascia, simplified it a little bit, made it a little bit more modern looking. And then if we are able to look over into the kitchen area, you'll notice down below that our drawer fronts have matched our door fronts. That's new for this year. Prior years we'd just do a slab of wood. This year we wanted to carry over the look as far as from our doors to our drawers, and I think looks absolutely incredible. Also for this farmhouse interior, we have changed our countertop color to where it's a darker, richer look to help contrast the white of your cabinets, and it is a wrapped countertop. Now recognize that in our Redhawks we do offer 2 interior decors. This is our modern farmhouse. Now come up here and check out this side panel as you're looking at the kitchen. But that is our panel where we control everything within this motorhome that has any significant meaning. On that we can control our slides. As I mentioned, it is a propane and electric hot water heater. Also, our 12-volt tank pad heaters are controlled from there. We get readouts on our fresh tanks. I can control the water pump from there as well. Still back in the kitchen area, we do have a residential size microwave. I can do large casseroles in that if I would like. And then for this model year, we have changed to an Envision cooktop. It is a 3-burner gas cooktop. And then the great thing about this is that I have a lot more room inside of my oven compared to what we were using last year. Other years, you could maybe get a pizza in it for 26. You can definitely get a smaller loaf of bread in there. Depends on how much yeast you put in that bread. If you got a massive one going, you're in trouble, but don't put a lot of yeast in. You can do a loaf of bread in there as well. In this 24B, I love that you can option it with theater seats if you would like. These are manual theater seats. This unit does have cup holders galore, so we've got 4 in this area. We've got a nice little storage area for remotes. Behind you there is wireless charging as well as USB charging. And then overhead you do have your accent lighting. Looking back into more of the bedroom area of the coach, there's a surprise here. It's not the bedroom, but it is a pull-out pantry. New for this model year, where we have a pantry, our drawers, they have become pull-out drawers rather than just shelving. So a lot more accessible, user-friendly for you as the end user. In this cabinet, we do have a bank of shelves, and then this is a large storage area. Currently, we have the child safety net as well as the, I call them cocktail tables for your theater seating, and then down below, nice storage to be able to put your clothes in if you'd like to. It's still kind of part of your main kitchen living area, so you could put your brown sugar or any dry goods in there. Fill in the blank with what you want to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We do have a 10 cubic foot reefer here. What I love about this 10 cubic foot reefer is it cools down quickly. We switched to these reefers in 2025. We have a demo fleet here at work that we get to use. What I love about these is if my family's going camping and we're leaving around 10, 11 in the morning, I can wake up at 6, I can turn on my refrigerator, and when it's time to take off, we can put all of the cold goods in here and it's already cooled down. I don't have to go out 24 hours before in order to cool it down. We're back in the bedroom area at this point. Bedroom area here, queen size bed. Key thing with this floor plan, common question 24B, does the bed fold? Yes, it does fold. In order for us to be able to bring that slide all the way in, we do have a fold. At the nice time, we do have nice storage underneath the foot of the bed to be able to store your longer camp chairs or anything that's longer in nature. We do have full overhead bank of cabinets back in your bedroom area, as well as a window at the head, and then also on the rear of your coach to be able to have that ventilation, and then also your day shades there. Check out the bathroom real quick. The bathroom is very amply spaced. The medicine cabinet does have 3 shelves in it. That we changed that towards the end of model year 25 to make it more usable. And then also you'll notice that we carried the black hardware into this with your accenting gray maple in there to offset your white farmhouse. So nice thing about this floor plan is it's very open. The square footage on the floor, a lot of usable space. If I want to close off the bedroom area to try to avoid, get a little privacy, but avoid light spillage coming into here, I can close off with this curtain. We do prep our bedroom walls for a television if you'd like to install one. We do have a place that marks the backer. We have coax cable coming into this, as well as 120 volt overhead, and then we're able to control our single AC from back here. As I mentioned, certain floor plans we will option dual AC. This currently has a 15K. When we option dual AC, we get 2 13.5s. Checking back into this wardrobe area, for a small motorhome, this is a lot of wardrobe area. We store our ladder back here for our front overhead bunk. It is collapsible. And then you'll notice 4 nice sized cabinet drawers down below, and really just a lot of space for you to be able to utilize. This has been really, in my opinion, a good visualization for you to see. Do I love the 24B Redhawk? Do I not? I've told you some of the features and components that come standard on this coach. What is optioned? In some cases, theater seats. Jacks are always leveling jacks, 4-point hydraulic leveling jacks are optioned. Your solar is optioned, and then in reality, that is pretty much it in a nutshell. We don't offer a lot of options here at Jayco, simply because we want to give you a higher resale value. If you option your coach full of different components when it comes time to trade it or sell it outright, the value is based upon the base price. So we build everything into the base price. So the things like the front cap, the JRide ride and handling, on the roof, etc. All those things are standard with Jayco with just a couple options. So again, my name is Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Jayco. If you have any questions, contact your local dealer. If you don't know who your local dealer is, go to our website, jayco.com. We do have a dealer locator. They'll be able to tell you who your closest dealer is. Give them a call. Ask if they have the 24B or the Redhawk series on their lot. Get down there, put some hands on it, get your eyes on it, see if this is the unit for you. We are unique in the industry. We take safety to a higher standard. As I already mentioned, the hitch, seat belts in every seating position. It goes on and on. If by chance you stump your local dealer with a question and they do not offer to contact the regional sales manager to get you an answer, always feel free to call us here at Jayco, and a nice individual will answer the phone. Let us know what state or province you're from. Let us know what series you're interested in. In this scenario, it's the Redhawk. and they will connect you to a regional sales manager. Our regional sales managers know a whole lot about our motorhomes. And if by chance you stump them, they have direct access to our engineering team and to our production team that they can get you the answers in a timely fashion. Thanks so much for watching this video. Get out to your local dealer, check out this Redhawk, and hopefully this coming fall you'll be camping in one.